Hello, everyone. Back on the couch with Magikarp, my friend, here. I'm super excited for this Glyph run. What I heard correctly from the host is that we're going to be doing all chapters. We made that incentive.
Yes, indeed. We hit the all chapters incentive, so we get all of the Celeste.
All right, fantastic. So first, let me introduce my co-commentator and one of my best friends,
Yes,
carrarium.
indeed. We hit the all chapters incentive, so we get all of the Celeste.
I'm doing phenomenal. How are you?
I am doing great. I think I heard the host twice in my ears, so want to figure that out probably before we get started. So let me talk a little bit about, you can see the file name in front of me, trans rights. That was actually from SGDQ. And I want to see, I think we're still doing trans rights for the file name again this time.
That is absolutely correct. Trans rights still in the lead.
All right, so let me get that going on a new file. Got to change that to Glyph. And, oh, it's Everest, so I can actually just type it. Oh. Trans rights. I don't hear it twice anymore. Thank you, tech crew. All right.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. I can hear Carrie. I can hear Charbunny once. Everything. I can hear the game. Everything is fantastic. Running out of the studio is really cool. And shout outs to the tech team for helping make that happen. So with that, Carrie, you want to count me in?
Absolutely. I would be honored. All right. You are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's do this. Oh, come on, extended variant. I always have that on my computer anyway. I forgot that would happen. All right. We lost some real time. You hate to see it.
No.
So Celeste runs in in-game time, so it actually does not impact the run at all. So let me first introduce what is Glyph. If you've never seen a Celeste custom map before, there's a program called Ahorn where you can make them, and a program called Everest where you can play them. And Glyph is probably the most popular and well-received map of all time, made by Marshall H, a great friend, great human, and I absolutely love this pack. And this is the first chapter that is also titled Glyph. And so, Carrie, you want to talk a little bit about where we are?
Yeah, so Glyph is based around a lot of the seasons. We're actually going to be going through 5 seasons. That will be, I'm not missed counting, we will be going through 5. This is spring. The game is based around, starts off in spring, but we actually use some emojis to determine what we're in. So chat, if you'd like to collaborate with us, we are currently in Cherry Blossom.
Yes.
So if you would like to be posting any cherry blossom emojis, please feel free to join in on us.
I literally need the cherry blossoms to know what section of the game I'm at, even though I cannot watch chat, okay? I promise.
Yeah, this is important. But yeah, Glyph is a really great custom map, as you said, based very much around a lot of wall bounces and the absence of neutral jumping, neutral climbing. Something of that nature. Basically, neutrals in Celeste is a tech that you can gain height without losing stamina. Marshall, the creator of the map, took them out in a creative decision, and honestly, I didn't really miss them all that much. But it does completely change how you would play this game compared to how you play Vanilla Celeste.
It does, and since I play Glyph so much, I sometimes forget neutrals exist when I go back to the vanilla game. So we got to collect all these coins to proceed, and we got these crumble. Oh, yeah. So I just missed grabbing the crumble block there. And you can see there are berries. There is a full clear category, but I've never speedrun the full clear category before because that's too many rooms.
Yeah, so that actually brings a decent point about Glyph, is that in the description on the Game Banana page where you can find this particular map, Marshall says that the difficulty for this map is basically if you have beaten Farewell. And one of the parts of it was saying that some of the berries are more difficult than Farewell. So full clearing is actually quite difficult.
It is. So basically what I did there was a wall bounce off of a spike, and that's why it's kind of hard to line up. It didn't obviously save time because it took me a few times to get it, but I really like that strat and I wanted to show it off. And guess where we are? Where are we now, Carrie?
So this is the summer season, but we don't call it the summer season. The emoji that we use to determine this particular season is the hot face emoji.
Yes.
So once you start seeing that pop in chat, that'd be great.
Yep.
Get a little hot
This is
face
heat.
action. This is heat. Yes. Yep. This is heat. I always there used to be a command in the Celeste community where if you just said yup, it would respond, "This is heat." So it's pretty good.
This section's really cool, and there's a manipulation that we're gonna do here. When you're traveling in the middle of a portal, you can't die to the spikes. So I kind of like phased through those. And then now, my favorite strat of the entire run. So there's a thing called a demo dash that you might be familiar with, where you have a crouched hitbox, and you might be thinking, you're gonna do a funny demo dash. I'm just gonna squeeze. Squish.
Squeeze.
So yes, that is the squish strat. Very, very important.
Yeah, so Marshall, when he made this map, did not know that demos basically existed. So there are a lot of spaces like that where you can just crouch dash through the spinners. Spinner hitboxes are not based entirely on the surface area of the spinner. There's actually it's basically a circle with a rectangle going through it. So in certain instances, depending on how far away a spinner is from somewhere else, that was really good, by the way.
Yeah, that was sick. It went well.
That was good. You can actually just squeeze right through.
Absolutely. And yeah, as we're getting to the end of Heat, it's probably a good time for donations. We got a few longer screens here.
Awesome. We still have donations coming in chat. Again, please keep them rolling. We want to see Madeline with a crown. We have $25 from Ragnar, who says, just another educator lurking in chat who is so happy by events like this and communities like this. Love to all. And we have $10 from Comet, who says, I am a Celeste fan and a Glyph fan and a frozenflygone fan and a fan of the seasons being in the most definitely correct order. Yes, yeah.
Thank you, Comet. Comet was my commentator for SGQ, and just happy I get to do this run again.
I love Comet.
Same.
Comet is so funny. No! So I guess another important aspect of Glyph that makes this quite hard is the amount of stamina that you need to maintain throughout most of the screens. A lot of these screens are really long, very focused around auto scrollers. So in this particular instance, you'll see Frozen holding onto these blocks and then blinking red, and that's the absence of stamina. You have to be very careful about how many climb jumps that you utilize, how long you hold onto a block. And we try to use whatever we can to use the least amount of climb jumps possible so that by the end of those screens we don't die, because the respawn points take you right back to the very beginning, and those deaths mean a very big time loss.
Yeah, stamina is a much bigger issue because of the whole no neutrals thing. You can usually use that to save your stamina, but here that's just not applicable, and that is going to come into play really big here in this winter section. I like to call this the climb. This is probably one of my favorite parts casually, but is really scary in the speedrun because if I fall, I just got to start all over again. But there's some cool skips. If you save your 2 dashes, you can skip that section. We're going to do a death warp here because the respawn point is up top. And if you wall bounce through this transition, you can just head straight on up top here. And it's just like a bunch of really cool strats back to back. We're going to do a reverse and then do a neutral wall bounce around this. And that was the climb, a lot faster than what you would normally see. Some really amazing strats in that section.
GG. Also to chat, the winter section, we use the cold face emoji to represent this. Remember, this is important. We are taking notes. This will become important for all chapters.
And this is my favorite music in the pack, I think. It just has such a good vibe. So I called out Marshall for not putting a ceiling in this room, and he went and patched it and put a ceiling. But in return, he gave us a 3-second time save, so I'll show it to you.
Rude, Marshall.
So my lesson to people who want to patch out strats, you have to give us something in return. And he delivered, so I'm not mad.
You were talking about music. Did we mention that Marshall also made the music to this map as well?
Yeah, Marshall did all the
map?
aesthetics, all the music. So we're going to do a little bit of a squish here. And if you get that...
Oh, that's a good squish.
Let's go out of the screen, please. Took me a few times to get there, but that squish does save 3 seconds over the no ceiling strat that was used previously. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Something I had to learn between SGDQ and now.
We love that. Yeah, there was a big, just a big list of updates that was asked of Marshall to add to Glyph pretty much after you did this for SGDQ.
Yeah, a lot of things were polished up, and you'll see different heart colors now, which are really beautiful. A lot of amazing aesthetic changes, honestly. I love the update. Highly recommend, checking it out.
So here, Frozen is doing her best not to grab onto these blocks. These blocks will fall if you grab onto them, much like the wooden blocks that were earlier in the spring and also the summer seasons. If those fall, you basically just cannot get through it. I don't call it a soft block because you can just go back to the previous room, but it is disappointing.
I like this section. This section's pretty cool. You have to like bounce between, the two auto blocks. And heading into wheat, as we like to call it. And yes, don't question the order of the seasons. Doesn't matter. We're in wheat now.
No. Don't question the order of the seasons. It's fine. This is a brand new world. This is not our normal world. This is the world of Celeste.
This is Canada, where the seasons are.
Yeah, this is Canada. I'm sure EXOK can confirm that this is actually what happens in Canada. Also, since there is no wheat emoji, we deal with that by using the ear of rice emoji.
Very important.
Very important. That is good for you to know.
Just missed that wall bounce.
Oh no.
A little bit short on that. Wall bouncing on things with ice is actually really hard because you don't want to wall bounce off the ice. You need to wall bounce off of the block itself. So it's kind of visually a bit counterintuitive.
Yeah, and one of the harder things about wall bouncing in Celeste is that there's no given value of how much you go off of the wall when you kick off of it. So if you go too early, you don't get enough height, and that can be really important. So in certain sections, you might want to buffer the jump, but in other instances, you want to wait until the very last second to kick off because you need that little extra height. This is a fun skip.
We don't need to go up top. We're just gonna go this way. We can fit in small areas. You've seen me. I'm pretty tiny. We can just squeeze in there.
Yeah, Madeline's hitbox is, I believe it's 8x9 because there's a little bit of an extra pixel. I think it's the hurt box or something of that nature. But when Madeline, especially if she happens to be in a crouch state, whether or not you use the crouch state button, will drop to 4x4 and can get through some really neat spots. That's just a very small spot. Madeline is small.
Gonna play this. All right. As we're getting to the end of wheat, this is another good time for donations.
Awesome. And reminder, chat, we are still trying to push to give Madeline a crown. We really want to jazz her up a little bit. That's 8,000 away. It's quite a bit, but I think we can do it. We just all have to come together and try. We won't know unless we actually donate and we try to make it happen. We have $25 from Kyverson, who just says hearts. Thank you for that. We have $25 from I'm Just Jace3, who says, yay, trans rights. My dogs and I are really enjoying watching the runs. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. And Frozen, do you have a Runner's Choice you'd like to put things toward?
That's a good question. I think I would like to make, put it towards whatever Pokemon needs to get named Bidoof.
Yes.
There are many of them, but that is an awesome name. We also have $75 from Ramira Codex, who says, amazing goal, amazing event, amazing runners, devoting their time towards such a lovely purpose. Let's get that 100K up and running. And we've gotten that, but chat, again, the new number to target, even if it's not showing up on your screen all the time, is 111-111. Easy to remember, easy to think about. Please, can we maybe get an $11 donation train going?
Yep.
Support this incentive?
Yep.
That would be incredible. Let's see if we can make it happen.
So stressful.
So we are on the fifth donation. Oh my gosh. We have plenty more than 5 donations. This is the 5th season.
Yes.
This is Void. And Void is canon, as the B-side is called the Void B-side. But, what do you call this particular season? And correct me if I'm wrong, Frozen, this is the storm emoji?
Yes. So this is, you need the cloud, thunder with cloud or something like that. I like to call this Waterfall City. I'm never going to let the meme die. Carrie got to yell at me about it at Fleet, and now we're yelling about it now. And
I'm not going to yell. It's fine.
But yeah,
it's a lesson in futility.
Like
it's a good section. There's going to be a spot down the road where we're having a very big chase sequence from a wall of lightning. Marshall loves lightning. If you play any of his other maps, such as Sib or... Actually, Sib is actually a really good example. Yeah. Sib is actually technically the prequel to Glyph. Not that there's really a set story, but the ending of Sib is actually the beginning of Glyph.
Yes.
So there's like a little bit of consistency between, especially with the lightning.
Nice.
Frozen's getting chased by lightning now, and this is terrifying.
Yes, this is where the chase sequence like kind of starts. And you get chased in every single direction once we cross this portal. And it's just like a really cool effect. And I also like to speedrun Farewell, and this just reminds me of the last section where, you know, the screens just get longer and longer and the music gets more intense. It's just like really, the aesthetics of this are absolutely beautiful. So you can't see the lightning actually because I'm going pretty fast, but there is lightning coming from the right side of the screen.
No!
Got a little heck there.
That's exactly why it's very Farewellian, because there's no respawn point at any point.
Yep.
It's just like this really creeping anxiety that the lightning is coming towards you. And since this like is on a cycle, as you can see, with all of the lightning bars coming down and the lightning switching between these platforms, it's oh no!
Getting a little
It can be very anxiety-inducing and very easy. I think this is the section where you can very easily get on death loops in runs.
Definitely.
But yeah, the great thing about this map is that it's very simple in its mechanics. It really is just asking you for you should know how to wall bounce and you should know how to wave dash. Two things that are taught kind of at the end of vanilla, with wall bounces being taught in 7B and wave dashes being taught in Farewell. But the thing about both of those is that they're two mechanics that are very easy to mess up. I mentioned earlier that wall bounces, you can kind of kick off the wall the wrong time. You don't get the full height necessary. But with wave dashes, if you go a bit too early, you don't get your dash back afterwards. It doesn't get refreshed. And for a room like that where you had to like chain a bunch of wave dashes together, that's just instant death.
Exactly. And here we have it chasing us upward. Gonna death warp again. And I'm gonna, I didn't have my dash. That's okay.
No!
I want to show this cool ultra strat. Here we go. If you do that and you hit the spring at the right time, you can cycle skip here. Oh, I didn't jump off the wall.
Heck.
All right, here we go. Let's try it again. Since we have to go through a portal, the death cycle and the normal cycle are the exact same, which is kind of nice. There's been a few edits to this screen. My strat doesn't really change though. You now can go above some of these zip movers, but that's like extremely stressful, and I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, this section has a lot of these traffic blocks, and they're on. They just kind of move as a city traffic block would move, but a lot of them are also on falling blocks as well. So if you grab them, they fall away. So this has some great thing about Glyph is that it's a lot of vanilla mechanics, but it's tied together in a way that feels very natural. Even though you don't see it in the vanilla game, but it feels like the actual oh yeah, I would absolutely have seen that in Celeste.
Yeah, it feels very natural. That's what I like about custom maps in general, right? Is that I love Celeste, I like playing the vanilla game, but sometimes it's fun to play something for the first time. And, playing this was such a wonderful experience. And I've also made maps of my own, and that's really fun. You saw it earlier in the marathon.
I playtested it.
Yeah.
If my memory serves me right.
Yeah, Fel's run of it earlier in the marathon was absolutely incredible. All right, got that room first try. That's the last room, basically, of the pack of the first level. And so now we just get to actually climb the tower. It's time.
Yes, so this is the end of quote-unquote Glyph. This is the main prior to the season sides being released. So Frozen is reclimbing this building. However, time is also slowing down, so the inputs that she's putting in just kind of are a little wonky, and really good job of getting to the top of that because
Wiggle.
you kind of don't know if you kind of have to get a feel of whether you have enough stamina or not, and if you don't, you just go wee all the way back down the tower because you can't neutral.
Yeah, exactly.
GG, by the way. That is...
We have this new end screen art that you want to look at.
Good.
And the music is also different at the end screen here. Super, super gorgeous. Don't remember the artist off the top of my head. You should go to Marshall's Twitter, and he has the artist there. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, now we're heading into the season sides, which are so much fun. They're tuned a little bit more difficult than the base glyph, but they're remixes of screens that we've seen before. So, you know, get your cherry blossoms back out.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you remember? Dang
it. All right, I won't tell them next time. I won't tell them next time.
That's okay. They can still, we'll give them that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the season sides are essentially slightly harder variants of the seasons that we went through. Kind of akin to the B-sides, I would say, in terms of length and difficulty. That's a really good skip, by the way.
I love that strat, yeah.
Yeah, so this spring side's primarily based around, you know, wall bounces and a lot of the wooden platforms you'll see a bit later.
Yep. But yeah, this is a great time for donations. Probably can get 2 or 3 in.
Oh, good, because we have some special ones. We have $250 from Maddie Thorson, who says, "Wait, I don't remember making these levels." For showcasing this beautiful custom map.
Thank you, Maddie.
Yo, what's up, Maddie? Love you, Maddie.
We also have $11.11 from Mr. Seiko, who says 1111 train to get to 111111. So please, chat, we are still going for that. I know it seems like a big incentive, but that's where we all come in. There are so many of us here. We just all need to contribute, and we can make it happen. So please keep pushing. We also have a $25 donation from Groupane, who says, "Make your donation go further. Check if your employer offers donation matching." I know mine does, so after this week, I'm going to go round up my donations and make sure I get my company to pay for more money.
Let's go.
Go.
We also have, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going
to,
yeah,
you can do one more, yeah.
One more, okay. I have $11 from Cactus, who says, "Love watching speedruns of this map. It's amazing to look at, and the techniques required to get through it are super cool."
Thank you so much, Cactus. Cactus is
What's up, Cactus?
Hello Celeste speedrunner. So I love this strat. So you can go up top, but like that's lame. I missed the double dash crystal. Going up top is actually really difficult. This first part is the hardest part of the entire room. And then this part, I'm squeezing, and I gotta do a double jump here, and just have enough stamina to get through it. It's really stressful.
Yeah, you did. Oh my god.
Strat.
I saw someone pop off at the demo that you did earlier.
Yes.
There's just enough space between those 2 key coin blocks where you can crouch dash through them because of your shorter hitbox, and it saves a lot of time just because you don't have to do a lot of the stuff that the level is asking of you.
And if you notice, if you watch the last run at SGDQ, that these platforms were moving. Now they're stationary, and they only activate when you start moving, which is an amazing change, honestly.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yep. So and look, there's this here. So you don't die. I've died there a lot.
Aw.
Yeah. How nice.
Base Marshall.
There's a bunch of good changes. Here we're just going to do like a little hop. Ooh, I don't need to solve the rest of that room. And here we are in probably the best parts of the season side, the cool zones, as I like to call them.
The cool zones are essentially based on certain parts of Glyph that are based around... Nice save.
That was a good backup.
That was a really good backup.
And I do a demo hyper out of that, too.
Oh, geez. Demo hypers give you a lot more speed initially than a regular extended hyper dash, so... Well, you are spicy with these strats. I'm not a Glyph speedrunner, so this is like blowing my mind. But I do love this. I do love this map. What was I saying? There's parts throughout the main story of Glyph where there's like secrets to be found that result in in full clearing the level, and they look like this, and it's really, really neat. There are a lot of rooms that require you to combine a lot of tech together, kind of a one-shot deal, and the season sides, basically, you start off in the season, and then you end up in the cool zone.
Yeah, and it gets the heart. And look, it's a pink heart now.
Pink heart.
It's so pretty, and
Yay.
this is different. Peace.
Peace.
Very beautiful. So there's a new helper called Alt Side Helper that allows you to change the colors of your hearts to whatever color you want, and so now it matches the pink of spring, and I think that's super beautiful.
I think you're super beautiful.
What? I cannot believe this.
Yeah.
I'm beautiful with all 15 bows in my hair.
Yes, that just accentuates
And for
it.
all of you who are like, how do you do this? I do this regularly on my stream, so I have a lot of practice. Don't worry though, it's only like 1,000 channel points instead of 1 million. So
I don't know. I think you're going to have to start upping that.
Yeah, we got
economy might be
inflation,
in shambles
apparently.
soon.
So now we're thinking with portals again, back here in the summer side. There's some amazing strats in this chapter as well.
Yeah, the portal, I really like when I first saw the portals, it blew my mind. I was just like, what is happening? Don't look at it in debug mode because it will make no sense to you.
Don't.
But yeah, wow, that's actually a really cool
Isn't that strat
skip.
cool? And we're going to do another cool strat here. Whee!
Oh, yes!
So you just
I
skip
love that.
doing all of that by jumping at the right time. And here we're going to carry some momentum into the next screen too.
Whee!
I love those cycle of rooms are just so satisfying to pull off. And I didn't screw up any of it. That was really clean.
Chat, I'm loving the hot face.
Yes,
Good call.
you
did it.
on it.
You're on it. You're so good. Yeah, the room that Frozen yeeted herself through, the one before that, the strat is just to hold on to the initial zip move, the traffic block, the zip mover, and just stay there.
Yep.
And just let it take you through the screen and all the portals. But you don't really need to do that because even that is slow.
We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that.
And here, Frozen's doing a lot of extended hypers off of these auto-scrollers that are going in the same direction. It actually multiplies your momentum just a little bit. Similarly, if you go in the opposite direction than them, if you try to do something like that, you kind of get a lot of friction and you don't get a lot of speed. So that's just another way to kind of really go woo
Something you gotta get used
through
to.
the summertime.
Yeah.
If I can jump in real quick, we just got a $2,000 anonymous donation, which is bringing us up to about 106,000.
Wow.
That 111
Wow.
is absolutely in reach. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for that incredible generosity.
Thank you. That is just
Thank you.
absolutely incredible. I've just been blown away the entire event. You know, I've been at the studio helping things behind the scenes for the first time, and just seeing how everything works is just so amazing. And I can't thank the staff members and studio workers enough for teaching me and working with me this entire week, and everyone who's been donating. It's been amazing.
Yeah, this has just been a really special time for so many people. This has just been amazing to witness as a runner and volunteer and commentator and everything. It's been great. I think one thing about Glyph that we really haven't been talking about and is actually super important is with those portals, like, it's really cool, but you also have to be like very aware of what you're doing at any given point because it is throwing you into a completely different screen. Whereas like one screen you can just sight read it and be like, okay, I have to do this now. Glyph throws you into multiple screens, sometimes in one go, so you have to sight read multiple screens at any given moment. It's like a split second, and all of a sudden you're in Cherry Blossom, and now you're in Cold Face, and it's like
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's taken me a lot of practice. I mean, I basically had to learning a new run from scratch. I know how to play Celeste, but learning the speedrun has taken me a really long time, and I absolutely love it and definitely recommend it if you enjoy Celeste speedruns. And now we're in the summer cool zone. The hot cool zone, kind of, you know.
I like the hot cool zone, as long as we call the winter cool zone the cool zone.
Yes, of course. So the mechanic of the summer side cool zone is getting momentum off of these dash blocks. And momentum off of these kind of is, so see there, I just cut all of my momentum because I was too far away when I dashed. So my dash ended before I was able to get the speed, so I got to get a little bit closer to it, and then I'm able to do that and go in the opposite direction. And we're going to have a cool strat coming up here. I'm going to do an ultra off of one of these blocks, which is when you down right off of a wave dash. So let's see how it goes. Oh, a little bit too far.
Whoa. Oh, man, that was zoomy.
Yeah, you have a lot of speed.
So good.
You have to let go of down right. You can't just hold it, and I let go a little too late.
Yeah.
There we go.
Whoa. Oh, God, that's so good.
And you just crouchy and make it.
So what an ultra is, for those who might not be aware, is so what Frozen's been doing primarily with dashing into the ground and jumping off of it is called a wave dash, and it's taught in Farewell. If you dash at the right height and basically jump, once you've hit the ground, you get your dash refresh. That's kind of the TLDR of it. But an ultra is if you do that and then dash at basically the right height after jumping off of the ground, you get like a 1.2 times speed boost that when you do the downright dash again. And you can chain those together over and over and over again, provided that you jump off the ground at the right time, dash at the right time, and that the next time that you have to do that is lower than the ground that you're on prior. But it looks really cool.
It looks very cool. And now we're, speaking of cool, oh, I missed it. We're in the climb part 2. And this one, again, has some really spicy strats. So I'm just going to go this way. We're going to skip, like, the last half of this. Watch. If you just dash up twice, there you go. We skipped, like, 3 parts of it. I love that strat.
What is our emoji?
Yes.
What have we learned?
Yes. I'll be checking in the chat later.
Charbunny, what would be cool? I heard you say what would be cool.
The thing that I think would be cool is to wear a crown as Madeline. Crown is less than $5,000 away, chat. It's a race of us against Frozenflygone. Get this net before she finishes the run. Come on, normally speedruns you don't get to participate, you just get to watch. This is one you can participate in. Help us win this race, so you can do it.
I'm telling you, the crown is really cute.
It is.
It's really good.
And I can stop the run at any time, so I'll just pop that crown on and we'll be right on our way.
GG on the room, by the way. I think that was the first try on the climb on the auto scroller.
That upward auto scroller block room is probably the hardest room in the entire pack. And got a first try. That was really great.
Yeah, I think a thing that we haven't really talked about with the wall bounces, especially off ice walls, is, well, you mentioned something about it, but one of the other things is that because it's an ice wall, you can't get any grab on it.
Yep.
You only fall. So if you're, it's very easy to not get the momentum off of ice walls that you think you got.
Correct. And we're coming up on some of my favorite screens. The winter side has some really tough screens, but then some really just absolutely beautiful ones that I enjoy a lot. Oh, we're fine. Everything's fine.
You're good.
We just like fell into space for a hot minute. We don't need to go to any of the walls if you get your extension correctly. There's just a lot of amazing skips. Like Marshall's very in tune with like being cool about skips and setting things up, and it makes for a really dynamic speedrun. It's not just like, oh, don't die. There are a lot of strats, and shout outs to everyone, you know, who's speedrun this, to Comet especially, who helps me find strats all the time and taught me basically everything I know, and all the other IL runners who, you know, have really pushed down these season sides a lot. I like running full game, but it's due to the IL runners that we, you know, are able to optimize these as much as possible. And we got a fun skip here. We're actually going to grab the wall intentionally, and that skip's doing the second half of the room entirely because you're not supposed to drop the block there, but you can actually just get the key coin and then peace out. It's great.
That's so good. I love that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the cool zone.
The cool zone.
There's one thing, however, about this section that's very not cool, and that is that you cannot fast bubble in this section, unless that's been changed, but I don't think it has.
I don't still do it because I'm scared. This room you definitely can't.
So when you enter a bubble, if you press your dash input, basically after, like almost basically immediately after entering the bubble, you can actually make the bubble start moving faster. Not like in terms of speed, but it just activates faster, like the moving of it faster. But in this particular section, the timing of the auto scroller is very in tune with not doing that, which goes completely against what we've learned as speedrunners.
Yeah.
So all of these rooms, you're just like, I cannot press the button. Help.
Yep. Except for this one. That's the only one you're allowed to press.
True.
Yes. All right. This room I've never done correctly, and I think that's beautiful. So there's a bubble in the bottom right. I don't like know its purpose. No. It's okay. You guys get to see me skip it again. I wall bounced a bit too early. There we go. See, now I have plenty of height. Frame greeting at its finest. All right. That was a really fast winner side. Also, 417.
Yeah.
That might be a PB from me, actually.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
you're so
really
good.
Fast.
The season sides are really, really good levels to speedrun just because they're so short.
Yeah, I aim to get each one of them about under 5 minutes, and winner side usually under 6, and I got that in 417, so that was huge.
Heck yeah.
All right,
but yeah, shout out all side. But yeah, shout out to Marshall. Again, not only is this available on Game Banana, but Marshall does have a couple of other maps such as Sib and Gate to the Stars that he has worked on. He is a good friend of the Celeste community, and you should support him.
Yep.
And keep an eye on him. Follow him on Twitter because he is a game dev.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting into fall side, which is personally my favorite of the season sides. It just has so many fun screens. There's a cool skip over here if I can dash correctly. There we go. We just head on over here. And actually saves a good amount of time and looks cool, which is the most important part of speedrunning. So there you could see that when I went through the portal, you know, we talked about how I don't have a hitbox. That's why I was able to kind of slide right through that block. And here again, we're trying to get it so Maddie goes right into the portal. Ooh, okay. Goes right into the portal to avoid getting crushed.
My brain was just like, just neutral to safety. Well, about that.
That's what you think.
Oops.
Yep. Oh, I'm supposed to do this. I've never missed the portal like that. That was funny.
Well, that's not the right type of squish.
No.
No.
Wait.
Oh, no. Oh, what?
That was wild momentum. All right, we're fine. We're fine. Oh, this is not going to work. All right. Let's throw for some more donations while I figure out how to get through this screen.
Absolutely. We have $25 from Lord Nav, who says, had to sneak in a donation before the marathon ends and during one of my favorite runs to boot. Love you, frozenflygone. Love you, carrarium. And, oh yeah, trans rights.
Trans rights.
Absolutely. And we have $5 from Dijon Ketchup, who says, shout out to frozenflygone, who has been a great friend to me over the last couple of years and who has been a huge inspiration in speedrunning. I'm glad we got to hang out at AGDQ 2020, and I hope we get to see each other again soon at a GDQ or in the studio for Frame Fatales. And we also have $100 from Wooly Whatsit. No comment, but thank you so much for that generous donation. And chat, the number's going up, but it's not going up fast enough. We need to really start to get our donations in to get Crownal in. We do not have a lot of time. frozenflygone is too good at this game. So if we want to make this happen, we need to donate now. Again, this is all going to Malala Fund. This is all going to charity. It is such a great cause. So please help us out.
Give the girl the crown.
Thank you so much, everybody. But yeah, these screens are just so beautiful.
Oh, I love these landscapes. Everything just like looks so good. Did we talk about how those like darker blocks basically just like disappear as soon as you hit them?
Yeah, those are they're like mega crumble blocks. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. No. Oh, everything's fine. Shirley.
Shirley? Oh, you're so good. I never doubted.
The goal is that you dash into the thing and then you get, 2 dashes back. I only had a cumulative total of 2 instead of 3, but we made it work.
I also, chat, I want you to know I was looking, and good GG on the ear of wheat. Yes. The ear of wheat, the ear of rice. So this is the wheat cool zone, and these have these really cute pink bubbles in it. And these pink bubbles basically give you 2 dashes once you exit them.
Yeah.
Or they give you 2 dashes, but you don't waste one by exiting it.
Correct. And these are really cool. These were added in the update with Void B. Before you just had a bubble with a double dash crystal behind it, which was hard to tell and didn't always work perfectly. So then we got these pink bubbles and they're flawless. I love them. And they're cute, obviously.
They're so cute.
Oh, I needed to have dash choice there. This room is extremely long, and there are points where you kind of just have to remember which direction you're going. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. I remember playing this casually and having a moment where I was just like, why is this room so long?
Yup.
Marshall, what are you doing? But it's just fun. I just really, at the end of the day, like, they can be GG fall side. At the end of the day, they're just like, they combine so much tech. It never really, the length can be kind of like, oh, that was really long, but I never get bored playing it. Like, the movement's so fun to do. Celeste is like a movement-based platformer, and like, I think that Glyph is like key. It's a movement-based mod.
Absolutely. And it's one of those
all right,
things
we're in the void.
You don't have to sit down and beat this all in one go. You can stretch it out. Like, it took me like 3 or 4 streams to beat everything and full clear it. And there's a puzzle in it. Like, highly recommend.
There is.
This. Yeah, now I
still haven't done it.
The puzzle's fun. We're in the void. We're in Void side now, so Void doesn't have a normal start. We just get right into the action. And I think because like this one was a bit short, that is what inspired Marshall to make the Void B-side, which is even harder than what we've seen so far. And I'm really happy that we donated to meet it because didn't get to show it off during SGDQ, and now we get to see the bonus content here, and it's a really fun run.
Yeah, the Void B-side is Marshall will like beat me up because I just will always talk about how much I love Void B-side, but I really love Void B-side. It's a map that and the music's so good, but it covers all of the mechanics that you've encountered in all the previous sides, season sides and cool zones and otherwise. And it's a long chapter, like don't get me wrong, but it is just so fun.
Yeah, it took me about 2 hours to beat the first time. It's a lot of content.
It took me a while. I out of all the things in Glyph that I ever speed ran, it was that one, and I think I ended up getting like a mid 8 minute, and I was just like, cool.
Yeah, I recently finally got my 8 minute in Void B. I was doing a practice run, and I PB'd by 5 minutes, and regained the world record before I came to the studio. So that was really cool.
Love that for you.
That is incredible. Do we have some time for some incredible donations too while we finish out this side?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. We have $111.11 from Insomniac Toaster, who says, "Good luck, Frozen, and let's get that crown."
Thank you.
And we have $20 from Dr. Zolji, PhD, who says, "Let's make Flygon give Madeline her crown. It'll be a friendly coup de grace." And we have $100 from Atra72, who says, "Go Frozen! Heart! Now that you're on screen again, I have to admit, that may have been a few too many bows."
Never.
I don't know about that. I think you can never have too many bows. But you know who's currently missing any sort of head decoration whatsoever?
Madeline Celeste?
It is! You guessed it correctly. If I had a prize, you would win it, but I don't. So instead, chat, can you help us give Madeline a prize by donating for this crown? We are less than $4,000 away. We can completely make that happen, but we absolutely need your help. We cannot get here if you do not hit that donate button, so please help us out.
Yep, we're heading to the final level.
The last chapter is about 8 to 9 minutes, chat, so that's how much time you got. I know you can do it.
All right, here we go. So Carrie talked a little bit about it. You know, it just combines everything. You can fast forward, I think, nearly every bubble in this chapter, which is really hype. And it's just a beautiful combination. We're gonna go through the sections again. The electricity and the theme here is that we're back in spring. So we're in Spring's Void. And this is tuned even a little bit harder than the season sides.
Yeah. Just because of these are longer than the rooms that were in the cool zones prior. And like here, you actually have to really consider, you have to actually, in some instances, backtrack. Like the puzzles that Marshall has put in these sections kind of require you to consider, oh, I actually need to go back. You'll see a lot of wall bounces that take you to a particular spot, and then you have to grab something else. And you have to kind of like turn over yourself, and it's really good. I love this screen.
This screen is awesome. So you have to you're racing this block, and it is so sick. You have to be holding down, dashing to the right side. Like the big thing here that I love about this chapter is you need to use your dashes wisely. So you see all the double dash crystals, you see all the pink bubbles, and it's really playing this for the first time is a huge puzzle. It's figuring out where do I use my dashes? What direction do I need to be going? Because it's not always super apparent, and I love that. It also makes for a really dynamic speedrun. And look, you can see that the symbol here is fall themed. We're heading into the fall section. Let's do it.
Yep. So now we're going to be going through a lot of the mechanics that we saw in the summer sides and the summer cool zones. The wall bounces off of the ice walls. You'll also see these little, banging your head against these walls to get a lot of horizontal momentum.
And then we have a bunny hop. Required bunny hop.
Yeah, I love the required bunny hop, actually. So here we're doing wave dashes off of the swap blocks to get a lot of momentum, and thankfully we have a wall that we can just smack into to get to the end of the room.
Yes.
This room always causes me a lot of issues.
Yeah, sometimes getting momentum off of these dash blocks, you really need to be the right distance away, and it can be quite difficult, and timing all of these is hard. And they're really long screens, so it's a lot to remember, but it's really, really fun to learn. like we're still going. This is still the same screen somehow.
Yeah.
That's what makes speedrunning this really intense, but really fun.
It's really intense. Anything that any IL that takes about this amount of time can just you almost think about how long it takes rather than like what's actually in the room. You start to focus more on like the time rather than the actual obstacles, and that just becomes an obstacle in and of itself.
Yeah.
But the great thing, and one of the great things I like about a lot of the stuff in these glyph sides is that while there's a lot of skips, there's a lot, once you've learned what to do in the room, you know what to do in the room.
Yeah.
I've never gone through a room in Glyph and then been like, oh, that was the solution? I've always been like, oh, that was the solution. And it's like more of a eureka moment, and it feels great, and you feel good for having solved it.
We got these cool lock blocks. The goal of them is that, you can hang on to the bottom and then set up for a wall bounce off of the ice. I think those are like really awesome uses of the ice to make sure the player is in the right spot.
Yeah, that's really good. That's like really good design.
Oh my gosh, we're a bit behind. Nope. Yeah, I was like, we're a tiny bit behind the block there. Yep.
However, this is like the downside, which is when something is very clearly has an intended solution, like one really intended solution, you gotta get that solution. And so like it's a very interesting dichotomy of, okay, well, I got to the end of the room, but I didn't do it exactly what I was supposed to do, and now I have to do the room again. But
this is one of the hardest rooms in the whole pack.
This caused me so much
because you have the wigglers, so you can only go on theirs once, and you have to bounce between these two springs. And there we go. Nice. That went well. This is a good time for some donations. We just have some like nice platforming sections. Not much to explain here.
Awesome, because chat is still pushing for Crownolin. We have $55.50 from Anonymous. Crownolin! We have $20 from Tofu, who says, had to donate during the Celeste run. Frozenflygone is always a joy to watch, and I'm glad she's playing Celeste again. Keep up the amazing work, all. And we have $11.11 from B Agent Zero, who says, going for all ones with Frozenflygone? Coincidence? I think not.
I accepted.
And chat, I know we're closing on the end of this run. It's still possible. We can still make it happen. And even if we don't, we're donating for charity. So it's a win-win for everyone. Let's see if we can make this happen. This would be an incredible memory, an incredible miracle. And of course, a heck of a lot of fashion. So let's do it.
Yes.
Fashion.
That is very important. This section is tough. You have to space out your dashes, otherwise you'll be going.
Yeah.
You'll head right into the electricity, and spacing out dashes is pretty difficult. This section's sick.
Oh, I do love it. The lightning does a decent job of telling you where you need to go. However, there is sometimes, based on how the tiles can be put together, it can be difficult to determine, was that supposed to be a horizontal dash or an upright dash or an up left dash, so spacing them out can be hard. This is what I was kind of mentioning earlier, where you have to kind of turn back. Frozen had to hit all of those springs to go back to then hit these red blocks that explode on contact. When you see that, normal game design, you would think, oh, I have to hit the block and then go to the spring, but no, it is the other way around.
Yeah. That took me a long time to get into my brain. Nope, you gotta hit the springs first.
Yeah, it was the same with me, for sure.
And I love the use of the lanterns as indicators of where to use your dashes. I think that's something that, it just shows how in tune Marshall is with game design of helping out the player. When me and Bean made Quickie Mountain 2, we also cared a lot about indicators.
Yeah, it's very much the Super Mario World coin. Oh, but that's not a real heart.
Fake out
now
heart
we're falling.
Moment. I can't believe you would do this to us. Now we're in the void B-side void.
Yeah.
Got that, chat?
Yes? Yeah, that sounds right to me. Get the heart. Goodbye.
I have some really heartfelt donations if we have time for them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it.
We have $25 from Decrepit Leprechaun, who says, my husband and I always watch GDQ together. Our kids have started getting into it too, and our 7-year-old daughter just turned to me and said, Mom, I think this is the best GDQ ever. These girls are amazing. Thanks for a great run, Flame Fatales and crew. You are inspiring some young gamers here in Canada. Aww,
that is so sweet.
so happy to hear that. And we have $250 from Tafkadosh and Mariko, apologies for the names, who say, greetings from Germany. We love your event and love the cause we're donating to. We had a blast watching all week. Thank you so much to all the amazing runners running amazing games. Special shout out to frozenflygone. You've been absolutely great the whole week. We love your bows, especially the Pride Flag one. Can't wait for your next event.
Thank you very much. All right.
So that room that you were just on is really hard because those particular falling blocks did not have ice walls on them, and that's a whole different feel.
Yeah, it is, and you have to time, when you're crawling down on them, when you're doing the wall bounces. Timing is a huge thing here, and especially like from there down righting into the wall bounce off the ice. That's really hard, and if you die at the end there, you got to do the entire screen over again.
This room's
so cool.
It's really cool, and it caused me so much trouble.
Yes, you're tempted to go right
was.
to the bubbles, but you can't. You have to hit the springs first.
It might be a different room that I'm thinking of.
Here we go.
Nice. Whee! Oh, that's tight. Oh my god.
Scary. This room's really cool. So you have to... Oh, I don't think I'm going to get my dash back. No, the crystal won't respawn. You have to make that fall and then hit the spring on the other side, which is kind of wild.
I really liked that, to be honest.
Same.
I really liked...
It's really cool. Never seen... Oh, I didn't get my dash back. Never seen anything like... There's a lot of things in Glyph that's like, wow, I've never would have thought of that. Never had seen that before. And it's, building upon what makes Celeste good is that it's just intuitive to move Madeline. And building off of that.
Yeah, this was the section where I actually, this is the section where I was like, oh, the lanterns are like indicators. This was the section that, it taught me. Was like, this is the room I was talking about, by the way.
Yeah, you have to dash at the right time.
That one dash that you had just did caused me to die so many times. I killed so many IL runs.
Whee! I'm still getting donations in from Madeline Crown. We have $11.11 from Nina saying, a crown for Madeline to match Flygone's bows. Chat, we do not have much time. We need to do this now if we want to make it happen.
Oh, frick.
You got a little bit more time just then. Yeah, this part is kind of neat with all of the springs. I think that's just a little silly moment, but
I love the spring sound.
It's very good.
All right. This section's really cool, but really...
Oh, I love this. And the music starts to change as you fall, and it's so beautiful.
Yep, and time's coming up. And... time.
GG.
Resolution.
Resolution.
Yay,
Great job.
Cool. I'm so glad we got to show off Void B. I worked really hard on, getting good at that chapter. And it's just really fun to watch, I think. It's just 8 to 10 minutes of pure speed and platforming. It's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's Glyph, all chapters. But the fun part is there's still more that you didn't get to see. There's berries and there's a puzzle in the main part of Glyph that some people have been routing, and that's really cool. So shout outs basically to Carrie for being here, for everyone who has encouraged me along the way to speedrun Celeste. Never thought I would get to, play Celeste on the GDQ channel, and now I've gotten to do it a few times, and that's pretty amazing. You have anything else you want to say, Carrie?
If you watched this particular level and thought, wow, I want to play that, I do highly recommend going to Game Banana and downloading Everest to look at other mods. There's a lot of really great mods out there other than Glyph as well, if you feel like the difficulty is a bit too much for you. But do highly recommend having it in your back pocket if you ever want to take that leap. Yeah, just shout out to Marshall for being a great person, a great dev, a great musician, great game designer. Shout outs to you for having me, and just the Celeste community in general.
Absolutely.
To have things like these be shown in a GDQ.
Yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic. I want to say thank you and I love you to my fiance Bean, to Muffins, who housed me this week and who is the reason why I'm here, to Air Angel, who I've had an absolute blast with getting to know this week, to Kirby, who I had such a joy hanging out with on Couch Vlog today, to all the studio staff who have taught me this week so much, to Scent for doing prizes with me. This is my final run of the event. You'll see me a bit later for my last prize block. But yeah, if you've had a fun time hanging out with me this week, I stream a lot of Celeste and Super Mario World fan games. So I'd love to see you frozenflygone on Twitch as well. And that's it from me. Stick around for the rest of the marathon. I appreciate everyone who's been here donating and supporting.
Wow, that looked so beautiful. Just watching frozenflygone glide through those levels. It was mind-blowing. I am so glad. Thank you everyone for getting the all chapters incentive met so we could see all of that amazing game. And I know that I wasn't the only one who enjoyed this. We have $5 from Hallycat who says, Celeste is an insane game, just played normally. Mad kudos to you for speedrunning it. And we have $100 from Matt who says, always take fashion advice from someone with more bows than fingers. Climb that mountain. That does sound like good advice indeed. Well, chat, that's it for me, but thankfully not for the marathon. We're going to have a short break, but after that, our next host has a voice that, how do I put this? That pastel-colored clouds at sunset wished they lived up to. Queen Catternace herself, it's going to be Nicole Goodnight. And of course, she's going to be hosting Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, but before that, we're going to have an absolute classic in Super Metroid. So get those Save Kill donations in, and we'll see you back here soon.
Welcome back to Flame Fatales 2021. How is everyone doing, chat? I am Nicole Goodnight, and I will be your host for the rest of this evening. I'm so happy to see all of you, and Charbonny, you are amazing. Oh my goodness, this whole entire marathon has been absolutely amazing. I hope you're all having a wonderful time. While we're getting set up for our next run, let's go ahead and read some donations. Also, a quick reminder, we do have multiple incentives still open. For Super Metroid, the game coming up, we do have, of course, Save or Kill the Animals. Save the Animals is at 5,159.72. Kill is at 860. I like to see a close race, so let's get some Kill the Animals, Save the Frames. We also have multiple bids open for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee for Eevee's name, player name, rival name, and the Starmie name. All of them have some amazing choices. You all really like the doof is all I'm going to say about that. So go ahead, and if you have a name you want to see, get those donations in and we can make it happen. We have a $25 donation from Rashawn Dragoness. They say, thanks for a wonderful event. I've had a great week. Thank you so much, Rashawn. It has been an amazing time. I have a $100 donation from the Archangels. Y'all are awesome people. You're awesome people. Thank you so much. I have a $50 donation from Necrojester19. They say, thanks GDQ for everything you do. Thank you for everything you do. And speaking of thank you, Flame Fatales and other Hotfix events and shows are brought to you by viewers like you. Your subscriptions and bits help keep the channel running for these fun events, including shows like Flame Fatales, Random Number Generation, Time Capsule, Mercy Kill, Tina's RPG show, I guess, and more. So thank you all so much. It's because of you that we can do things like this, and it's because of you that we're able to raise so much money for such amazing charities. So thank you so much, chat. You're doing great. I have a $25 donation from Teffy42. They don't leave a comment, but thank you so much for your donation. I have a $5 donation from The Astral Hammer, my last donation of the event. Being part of Tech Crew for another organization, I have to give a major shout out to all the work done by GDQ Tech Crew, not only during the event, but all events and Hotfix shows. Keep being awesome. Thank you so much. They do an amazing job. Chat, throw a little love into chat for our fantastic tech crew. They're doing so great. I have a $300 donation from The Opposite. They say, thanks for another amazing week of GDQ. All the wonderful runners and an amazing cause. Shout out to my kids, Kaden and Bennett, for another chance to watch such talented players destroy these games. Keep it up and let's go Eevee. That's, of course, referencing the last run of tonight of Let's Go Eevee, which will be after Super Metroid. And if you are just joining us, we are raising funds for Malala Fund. Malala Fund is working for a world where all girls can learn and lead. Malala Fund advocates for resources and policy changes needed to give all girls a secondary education, invests in local education leaders, and amplifies the voices of girls fighting for a change. Learn more at malala.org. And we have already raised $107,779. Chat, you all are so amazing. That is just an amazing amount to raise. We are, of course, aiming for $111,111. And you know what? We're going to do it. Chat, we are going to absolutely do it. I'm so excited. This is amazing. Like, just all the money that we've raised from Malala Fund is just more helpful than you could ever know. Thank you so much. And I have a $50 donation from Anonymous. They don't leave a comment, but Anonymous, thank you so, so much. And with that, we are actually all ready for Super Metroid Any% for the SNES, ran by Freya's Spirit. So take it away, Freya's.